91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Astronaut by Sirsy. We just heard it. What a great track. Let's get him on the line here. You guys, you right there?
We're here.
Yay. Melanie and Rich from Sirsy joining me on air here on LocalMotion. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us, Rita.
It's my absolute pleasure. Listen, the more the homework I did on you guys, the more in love I am. Oh, my God, you guys, so much fun.
Well, that's good. It's bad if it goes the other way.
It is.
The more less you like.
Yeah. No, I definitely wanted to keep listening more than not learn. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just so much fun. And congratulations on this new release that you guys have. We just heard it here on LocalMotion, The Astronauts, and we'll also play Hey Disaster and a track or two off Like a Drum as well. So,
awesome.
Yeah, I know you guys will be coming to Poughkeepsie this weekend, but let's go back in time a little bit. You guys have been performing since 2000, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long time. Our band is officially old enough to drink.
That's true. You've hit
our baby's growing up.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, how did the two of you meet?
Well, we met. It's a very romantic story. We met at a basement in Latham, New York. We both were
auditioned for a cover band.
We were auditioning for the same band. I was playing bass at the time, and Melanie was singing, obviously.
No drums then.
No drums then.
And we became friends, and we stayed in that band for a couple of months, but, left it pretty quickly to form Sirsy.
Yeah, we started writing songs together, and then Melanie fell madly in love with me. So maybe that was around, I think. I think
there was a bottle of wine involved and a profession of love, and then breakfast at Denny's, and the rest is history.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, that's a great love story. I love it. How'd you come up with the name Sirsy?
So Sirsy was my nickname when I was a little kid. My sister would call me Sirsy instead of sister or sissy, and we spelled it phonetically, Sirsy. Because that's what little kids do. They spell things phonetically. So that was my nickname from her growing up. But it's so funny how people pronounce it now. They pronounce it in all kinds of crazy ways. But it is Sirsy.
It is Sirsy, yeah. Oh, great. I love that. Now, when did you start singing? You have this amazing voice that you hit so many different ranges, and it sounds like you can do an awful lot with it. Did you use voice in school and singing choir and things?
Yeah, I was really lucky. I went to a school that had a lot of music programs just kind of built into the school. They didn't cost extra or anything. Mm-hmm. And the first time I ever performed, I think I was maybe 4 years old, and my dad was in kind of like a honky-tonk cover band. And I did the song Johnny Be Good with him on stage.
At 4 years old?
Yeah. So I grew up with music in my house. I grew up with a piano in the house, and my dad was a piano player. And so I learned that kind of young and started writing my first songs on the piano when I was a little kid, and played drums and flute in school. And I was in choir and show choir. I wore glitter vests in show choir.
Nerd.
And, I was in theater. I did everything musical and theatrical that the school offered. I did. So I was lucky that there was a lot of that. I did not go to college for music because I didn't think that I wanted to be famous, and I didn't think that I could. And I knew I didn't want to be a music teacher, and I didn't think, because I wasn't strong enough. God bless music teachers.
Yep.
And I didn't. I didn't really know what to do, and I was a good student. So I went to school pre-law and didn't pursue that. Rich was pre-med and didn't pursue that, and here we are.
There you are. Wow. Where did you grow up, Melanie?
I grew up in upstate New York in a really small town called Pattersonville.
Okay.
Where a lot of cows, not a lot of...
Oh, yeah. And Rich, what about you? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the biggest little state in the Union, Providence, Rhode Island.
All right.
He's the city mouse. I'm the country mouse.
I went to college in upstate New York, and that's how I ended up in this area.
Yeah, that's how we met. Yep.
That's how you guys met. And now, Rich, how about you? Guitar, bass, did you start at an early age also? Was there music in your house?
Not really. There's no one really musical in my family.
Although your mother loves to dance.
My mother does love to dance.
She can shake those little hips.
There was something sick in the house growing up, and I always loved music. I would say, in a rare case, I can pinpoint the very day that my musical career started, and that was the very first day of high school. They sat us in homeroom alphabetically. My last name is Labuti, and the gentleman that sat behind me, his last name was Listengart. His name is Steve. And the very first day of school, he said to me, hi, my name is Steve. I play guitar. You should ask your parents to buy you a bass, because then we can start a band and we can meet girls.
I love it.
So we did that. It took me a long time to meet the girls. Apparently the bass player is not generally the most sought-after person in a band.
And then Steve is a music teacher in Poughkeepsie area, isn't he? Ironically enough.
In Fishkill,
yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Small world sometimes how that works. Yeah. Now, I understand you guys, when I look at your upcoming shows, you're literally all over the place.
Yeah.
You go from Syracuse one day to Poughkeepsie the next day, up to Saratoga the next day.
Yeah. We, when you're an original band, when you're not a cover band and you're playing your own songs, you can't play in the same market too often.
You're smart, very smart. Not everybody knows that.
Yeah, you have to kind of get around. You don't want to oversaturate a certain market, and you have to tour around. And, with COVID, obviously, touring stopped. We were not on the road for 14 months, which is the longest we've ever not been on the road forever.
Yeah.
In the whole time we've been a band. And luckily we were both healthy. I mean, we didn't leave the house at all. We did live streams.
I see that you did a live stream every week.
We did. We called them Saturday Night Live streams, and they involved comedy skits. Well, we hope they were comedy. There were skits. We're not sure how funny they were. We lost our meter, being locked in the basement together, just the two of us for so long. But we,
there was green screens, there were themed shows, there were a lot of wigs involved. So many wigs.
So much fun.
Our souls, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody that tuned in every week and watched us, because it gave us purpose, because we were a little lost when it first started, like everybody else, but we were lucky to stay healthy, and we just stayed home and quarantined until we were vaccinated. So,
right. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing to do. And I think as much as it helped you, I'm guessing it helped every single person that tuned into your live stream.
Yeah, it's been really great to hear the feedback from people. I mean, we got some feedback with comments in the moment, but as we started to go back to touring to different regions now, we see people at the shows, and they'll come up to us and say, you were our highlight of the week. We made it a date night, and we actually got dressed in real clothes that night, and we would order takeout or something, or make something special and have a date in front of the TV and watch you on YouTube. So that was kind of cool. They said, I had a healthcare worker actually come up to us. We just came back from Florida area, and a healthcare worker came up to me in Sebastian and was in tears and said, that it was a very hard year for her, and that we helped her through, and she was crying. And I mean, it was an emotional year for all of us. We really bonded together as a community, and we were really lucky to have that.
Yeah, and for the healthcare workers especially. So,
yeah.
Sometimes you don't know who you affect, because you don't know who's on the other end, right? It's like, okay, people are tuned in, but you don't know their story until they tell you and they come up to you and after the fact. So good for you guys. Thank you for doing all that. So, yeah. So listen, you back in 2010, you guys signed a record deal. Yes?
Yeah.
Good.
When you start a band and you start writing songs, you want to be signed, because that's what you're supposed to do. And we tried it out. It wasn't for us.
Uh-huh.
Let's say we're free spirits.
We don't take direction well. I don't know.
You want to do your own thing.
Yeah, you can't put baby in a corner, as the saying goes, Rita. And we don't like to be told that we have to be homogenized. They want your music to be more homogenized. They want to put you in a box, and they want you to. I don't know. It's weird. They signed us because they said they liked who we were, and then they kept trying to change who we were, and so it just wasn't a good fit for us. And the more we did it, the more we learned a lot about the music business, and
we made some good connections. We worked with some really great producers that we continue to work with, even without the label. It's a different landscape out there now, so lots of producers and people in the industry are willing to just work directly with artists now.
Paul Q. Coldery, who produced the track Astronauts that you just played, we met him through the record label, so he is an awesome person to have met and been able to work with. He's won like a Grammy, and he knows his stuff, and he still takes our calls, so we're flattered by that. And we actually produced that track
virtually,
like, because it was pandemic that it was when COVID was in full swing, that we recorded that, and we were never all in the same room together, and we just sent files electronically back and forth and did FaceTime meetings and stuff like that and talked about the track. So it was an interesting experience.
It took a little longer to do
right.
One song just because of the process. Like, I remember when we were working out, there's like a little instrumental section there where the guitar kind of plays the vocal melody over the verse, and we were trying to get like a certain tone there. So I recorded it what felt about 4,000 times, and then I sent it to him, and he was like, "Oh, we're so close. We're so close, but you got to try this. You got to try this." When normally he would be in the room and he would just say, "Let's use this amp," or "Let's use this mic." Instead I just recorded it with like 8 guitars and 5 amps and mic placements. It was a process, but we had a lot of free time. So
yeah. I was going to say, what else were you going to do?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it seems like you are called the hardest working band in upstate New York. 200 shows a year?
Yeah. Yes, and we now that we've gone back on the road, it's like 200, 250, and it's all over the United States. We've played in every state but Alaska. We're heading back out to the West Coast this spring, so we're finding a little bit more normal. We're being safe along the way, Now,
let me ask about the vehicle you drive.
Yeah. His name is Axel.
He's our fourth van. It's the fourth van we've had. I think in the first couple of years we were in a Subaru station wagon, and we switched over to vans. We get about 250 to 280,000 miles out of all of them.
Nice.
We have,
and that's about a year.
Yeah, well, we usually got about 4 years.
We try to get as soon, like we try to make the van last longer than the loan.
Yes.
That's the goal.
But we have our fans. We usually have a contest, or at least for the last 3 vans, we had a contest where the fans named the van, and this one was Axel.
His full name is Axel Rhodes.
Rhodes. I got it. Yes, of course.
Full name of the van, and prior to that, it was Miles, named after Miles Davis, and then prior to that was
just the Miles.
Miles on a car, right?
Yeah, and then we had Betty prior to that because it was a white Ford, so we figured Betty White or Betty Ford. So Axel has been I'm knocking on wood right now. Has been treating us well so far.
Now, when you go to the West Coast, you drive there?
We do, because we do shows all along the way. So we'll connect dots all along the way out to California. And this time we're going to do California and Seattle, and then loop around and head through the Midwest on our way back home.
Oh, my God. That sounds so much fun. And you get to see so much beauty in this country of ours.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
Very lucky.
We get to do what we do and call it our job.
Yeah, and we get to meet beautiful people at all the shows, and we have the best job in the world.
And we get to do it together.
Yeah, we have the best job in the world.
I think it would be much harder if you were in a band like this and your significant other wasn't with you. It seems like that would be really hard.
Yeah, that would be really hard. So yeah, you guys get to have fun together, and how wonderful. When are you going to Alaska, though?
That's on the bucket list.
It's got to happen. I mean, we were kind of gearing up towards seriously thinking about it right before COVID hit. I mean, 2020 was probably one of our, if it's possible, one of our biggest touring years that we were going to have. We had 2 giant West Coast swings, and normally we just do one a year. We had 2, swings down the East Coast. But whatever. We didn't get to do it. It feels funny to complain about that after COVID when there's people with more serious problems. Yeah,
right.
Than us going to Alaska.
Right. Well, I hope that you do see Alaska sometime.
We are going to.
Yeah.
It's our manifest destiny.
Yeah. And work your way through British Columbia, go up there, and and go in the summertime, obviously. Definitely summertime. Now, you guys also have opened up for some pretty popular names like Grace Potter and Maroon 5. Yeah. Wow. How did all that happen?
Yeah. Grace Potter we've opened for a few times. We opened for her in our hometown area, and then also in Syracuse, and then also in New York City. She kissed me on my right cheek.
Aw.
Syracuse, New York, and I stuttered like a fool. She is a beautiful woman. So, so she's always very kind, too. So we got to open for her a few times. Maroon 5 we opened for before they got really huge. Train we've opened for.
Wow.
Lifehouse.
Cheap Trick?
Cheap Trick at a festival in Virginia. We opened for Cheap Trick.
Wow.
We didn't get to meet them, but they put on a great show.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, fun. Now, some of your music has also appeared in on TV.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did all that come about? That's pretty cool.
Well, we have a licensing agent based out of Detroit, Michigan, actually, that we had met at South by Southwest.
Yeah.
And he has been shopping our stuff. And for a couple of years, he was getting us some interesting placements. Like we had a bunch of our songs placed in a Polish TV show that we, of course, had to look up. And it was basically like the Polish version of Grey's Anatomy. It was very...
Oh, wow.
And it was very sad, and we didn't understand what they were saying because we didn't speak the Slavic language, but our songs were playing in the background. And we had a couple of things in some NASCAR videos and some other random items. And then we had a song placed in Shameless.
Oh, nice.
A show on formerly a show on Showtime. And up until then, I feel like none of the shows that we were on did we have any bragging rights to, because there were shows that no one had ever heard of.
Mm-hmm.
But Shameless
really
people
cool.
are heard of, and also American TV pays much better than Polish television.
I bet it does. Yeah. Oh wow, that's a great thing to have. It must be surreal seeing your music, hearing your music while watching something. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Now, this weekend, I've heard about food stock happening at the Chance Theater for many years. I think it must be decades by now that they do this, or a really long...
I think they're food stock 12 this year.
12 years.
I think it's 12, yeah.
Wow. So food stock is it's going to benefit your Dutchess County Outreach and also the Children's Home of Poughkeepsie, both wonderful organizations here. How did you get involved in this benefit this Saturday?
Well, we absolutely love the food stock folks and everything that they're about. There's 2 guys that really are. I mean, it's a group of people that put on the show, but there's really 2 guys at the head of it all, Ryan Michael and Lorenzo Angelino, and they are 2 of the kindest human beings you will ever meet on planet Earth.
They really are,
and they love music and they love helping their community. And so, it was their brainchild, and they started putting it on, and I remember Ryan asking us to come play, and it finally had worked out. I think this is our 6th or 7th time, more?
10th time. I think we
Ryan
missed
will
the first,
have to tell me how many we've done.
2 years, and there was one other year we missed. So this is, I think, our 9th one.
Okay.
Wow.
So, we have been very fortunate to be able to do it so many years in a row, and partly it is because, I mean, it just feels good to do something good
Absolutely.
for others. And 100% of the money that they raise goes directly to the charity, and they chose those 2 charities specifically because they're local to the community and because there's not a lot of overhead or administrative costs. Like, they really looked into it, and so all the money is going directly to where it needs to go.
Nice.
And they actually care about that stuff and look into it. So that's the kind of guys that they are, and they are so excited about the music that they present every year, and they've built this kind of community of musicians that we all help each other at the show, and it's
fun, supportive event. The vibe with all the musicians is always great.
We go at the beginning and we stay for all of the music, and that's what all the
you
musicians
stay all day. So this event is happening right here in Poughkeepsie at the Chance Theater. Foodstock this Saturday, the 13th. They do have COVID safety protocols in place, so you do have to show a Vax card or a negative test. And if you can't attend, you could always watch online because they're doing a live stream also, right?
Correct. Yes, they are. So they're trying to keep it really safe for everybody and inclusive for everybody. And just raise the most money they can for people who need it.
Yeah, and you're playing along with some great bands, of course. Tracy Bonham will be joining you also. I'm going to play a track of her music when you and I are done. She's been on the show here as well. So you've got Tracy Bonham playing, and Albino Love Slaves, Snap Hammer, Dennis Fab, Davian Gonzalez, and of course, Sirsy. What time does this start? Do you know?
I think doors are opening at 5, and the music will start around 5:30 or 6. Mm-hmm. And it's going to go all night, probably till about 11 o'clock or something, 10 o'clock, something like that.
Fun. And live stream, you go to the Chance Theater website. Is that how you live stream?
That's a great question.
Might be doing it on the.
I think they're also doing it on their Facebook page, which if you look on Facebook for the Foodstock Fund, FUND, the Foodstock Fund, you will find their Facebook page.
They'll have a link that'll take you to the live stream.
Yeah.
Perfect. And that's this Saturday, the 13th, Chance Theater Foodstock fundraiser. And this, again, benefits Dutchess County Outreach and Children's Home of Poughkeepsie, both 2 very worthy organizations. And how nice that every weekend, every year, they do such an event at Foodstock. So, yeah.
They're also collecting non-perishable food items, too, if anybody wants to bring that.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. With the winter coming up, it's important to do that. Now, before you do that in Poughkeepsie, though, Friday, you're going to be in Syracuse.
We are, yes. One of our favorite places is a place called Funk and Waffles, and they have music and they have waffles and a full bar. It's a pretty cool place.
Oh, my God. That sounds interesting. Gosh, I have to go up there sometime when I visit my daughter. I've never heard of it. Funk and Waffles.
Yes. NK, Funk.
Yes. We're FCC here, so we...
yes.
Thank you for spelling that out, Melanie. I appreciate that. So Friday you'll be in Syracuse at Funk and Waffles. Yes. Saturday you're taking the trip down to Poughkeepsie at Foodstock. And then Sunday, as if that wasn't enough of a weekend for you, you're going to be part of the Eddie's Music Awards in Saratoga on the 14th, this Sunday at 6 o'clock.
Yes, we've been actually nominated for an Eddie Music Award for our live stream.
Yeah.
We're honored. Yeah.
Oh, that is so wonderful. So wonderful. Good for you. I hope you guys win. My fingers are crossed. Are they doing a live stream from the Eddie Awards also? Do you know?
I don't think that they're doing that this year. They are requiring vaccination for entry to the show, and you have to be masked the whole time. And I think they're going to be filming it to record some of the performances later, to play them later. But I don't I know last year they live streamed, but I don't know that they're doing it this year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Sirsy.com. Tell me about what we're going to be playing next, which will be Hey Disaster.
Hey Disaster is kind of like the B-side to Astronauts. And it was a song that we had written kind of a little while ago, and we never really released it. And during the live streams, the fans were asking for new stuff, and we had written and recorded Astronauts, and we just sort of played Hey Disaster during a live stream just to see what they thought, and everybody flipped out about it and loved it and wanted us to release it, and so we did.
Oh, nice. Now, you also have a video coming out for Astronauts.
We do. We filmed a video right before we left on this last tour, and we're going to be working on editing it down in the next coming weeks. I'm actually very excited about it. We had the filmmakers' 2 young daughters star in our film, and we'll have shots both on Earth and in outer space.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. Be on the lookout for that. Sirsy.com. Now, you have a very prominent social media presence, both on Facebook, I believe, and Insta and whatever else is out there, yes?
Yes, absolutely. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, all the things. And it's Sirsy, SIRSY.com. And this weekend playing here in Poughkeepsie at Foodstock at the Chance Theater. Proof of vaccination is required to attend. If you can't, you can log in online and also see the live stream for Foodstock, the Foodstock Fund on Facebook. You can help benefit the Dutchess County Outreach and Children's Home of Poughkeepsie here, and also taking non-perishable food donations. So lots of great things that you can help out with here in the community as needed. And yeah, wow. So you guys have some great things coming up. You've got a big tour coming up in the springtime, and you're playing at Cafe Lena also, right? In December? Yeah.
Yeah.
In December. Yes. Yeah. We love that place.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Well, it's a pretty legendary place to be.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So what else? What else are we working on? Anything else you want to share with us?
Just remind everybody to be kind to one another. It's strange times that we're living in, and you never know what somebody's story is. And so just lead with kindness when you can.
Yeah, we need more of that, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all, not so quick to judge, but you never know what someone else is going through, like you said. So little kindness goes a long way, and you may just really brighten somebody's day. You may not even realize it just by being kind, right? So, yeah. Thank you for those words. Much needed, much needed. I also, after Hey Disaster, tell me a little bit about Like a Drum. This is a full album, or pretty much a good size album that came out. Tell me about this one before you guys leave.
So Like a Drum, that was an album that Rich and I wrote at kind of a tumultuous time in our life. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor.
Wow.
And the second time that I went through cancer, after we knew I was kind of in the clear, we wrote that song Like a Drum, and the lyrics are beat my troubles like a drum. And it was inspired by the first time the doctors told me that I could actually, play the drums again and be physical. And Rich and I went down in the basement and rocked out as hard as we could and started crying and, in a joyful way. And so that is what inspired pretty much most of the songs on that record. And I'm actually having a surgery in November, on November 18th, just as part of my cancer treatment. And I am cancer-free, but this was like the next step for me to remain cancer-free. Right. And our first back, I think, is that Cafe Lena gig. So that'll be kind of a celebration show
Wow. Well,
yeah,
you sound very young. You sound very strong, and you guys sound like two pillars together, holding each other up when you need to. And I will definitely play like a drum for you, and as well, and sending lots of love to you for your surgery. I'm sure you have many people behind you pushing for you, and keep it up. And thank you for sharing such a personal issue for yourself with everybody. And I'm sure it helps other people that might be going through it as well. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So great. Sirsy.com, SIRSY.com. We will play Hey Disaster and Like a Drum. And you guys are a fun group to follow and to listen. And I do hope to see you and meet you in person sometime. And thank you for your time here today. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for your time, Rita. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. Thank you so much.
Well, safe travels with Axl Rhodes, eh? Keep doing what you're doing, guys. You're making the world a better place with your art. So thank you, and good luck with your surgery. I don't think you'll need it, but sending lots of love and healing vibes your way, and I will talk with you again sometime. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Aw, how much fun. Melanie and Rich from the group Sirsy will be at the Chance Theater here in Poughkeepsie this Saturday, the 13th, for the food stock benefit, which will benefit the Dutchess County Outreach and Children's Home of Poughkeepsie. Doors open at 5, music at 6. Tracy Bonham will be there with them. Albino Love Slaves, Snap Hammer, Dennis Fab, Davey, and Gonzalez. Also, live stream concert happening as well. And you must provide proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test to be able to get into the Chance Theater for this event. Sirsy.com. Let's take a listen to Hey Disaster here on 91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York.
Brings you like a beggar to your name.
to have the strength to give.
my troubles like a drum. Oh, 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 I beat my troubles like a drum. Oh, 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 I beat my troubles like a drum. Oh, 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 as I will beat this like a drum.
Oh, yeah. 91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Title track, Like a Drum, from Sirsy, Sirsy. Thank you to Melanie and Rich for being my guests during this hour. And we also heard Hey Disaster. That's side B to their single Astronauts that was just released. They'll be releasing a video for Astronauts as well. Sirsy.com, and that's Sirsy. Social media as well. Check them out. A lot of fun. And live this weekend at the Chance Theater in Poughkeepsie. This Saturday, the 13th, the food stock benefit for Dutchess County Outreach and Children's Home of Poughkeepsie. That's where they will be playing. And they will also be playing with this woman, Tracy Bonham. Let's take a listen right here, right now. 91.3 WVKR.
Blistering truth, or tales of wax and gold. All and all the story is yours. When the day is done, you'll never be alone. A mother's love is like the burning sun, and I'm with you. every tear, every holler and scrub. It shook the walls of every concert hall. Then you fell from the bow into my loving arms. You share her blood, we share one heart, and I'm with you all the way. Yeah, I'm with you all the way. When the day is done, you'll never be alone. A mother's love is like the burning sun.
.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Cindy Cash Dollar, her last release called Waltz for Abilene, and that is an accompaniment that we just heard with Albert Lee. It's called Memphis Blues. Cindy Cash Dollar. She will be part of the show with John Sebastian at Bearsville Theater in Woodstock, the Jug Band Village. Lots of great performers. John Sebastian, who was my guest here on LocalMotion last week. Cindy Cash Dollar will be joining. I know Jimmy Vivino will be joining. Going to be a great weekend up at Bearsville Theater. Tickets available, bearsvilletheater.com. Jug Band Village, December 3rd. Also, Cindy Cash Dollar will be there. And we heard Tracy Bonham, title track from her release called Wax and Gold. And this was released back in 2015. Tracy Bonham will also be one of the performers this Saturday at the Foodstock event. Thank you again to Melanie and Rich for being my guests here. They're from Sirsy Band, Sirsy, and they also will be at the Foodstock event at the Chance Theater this Saturday. Tickets available and info at the Chance Theater's website. Proof of vaccination or negative COVID test is a must for entry, and there also will be doing a live stream event. So what we're going to do now is musical happenings. We do this the end of each Local Motion show, just to let you know what's happening in and around musically in the Hudson Valley. All the venues listed are in alphabetical order, and all venues listed do have COVID safety protocols in place, which typically means proof of vaccination and or negative test. Check each venue individually before you purchase tickets, and you'll get whatever the venue's protocols are. So let's start out by saying Bardavon and UPAC. Bardavon.org. This Saturday, the 13th, Patti Smith at UPAC. December 4th, En Vogue. December 18th, Hudson Valley Philharmonic performing Mendel's Messiah. Bearsville Theater in Woodstock, also bearsvilletheater.com. Jazz brunch every Sunday from 11 to 3. This Saturday, American Nomads with Sweet Marie. November 20, Carolyn Wonderland. November 22nd, the Psychedelic Furs, benefit for John Ashton. Colony in Woodstock, also colonywoodstock.com. Tomorrow, Amy Rigby. Friday, 2 shows with Chris Gethard. Saturday, Hot Water Music. Sunday, Bella's Bartok. At the Falcon in Marlborough and live at thefalcon.com. Tonight, it's a Wednesday show. The Falcon is open. Jeremy Schoenfeld. Thursday, Dead Grass and Friends. Friday, Professor Louie and the Chromatics. Saturday, Ian Hendrickson Smith Quintet. And Sunday, Big Lazy. At the Fisher Center at Bard College. Info at fishercenter.bard.edu. This Saturday and Sunday featuring the Orchestra Now. Howland Chamber Music Circle at Howland Cultural Center in Beacon. November 21st, Alexander String Quartet with Paul Yarbrough on viola. Also at Howland Cultural Center tomorrow, the 11th at 7:30, Tara O'Grady with Rick Mercaldi performing songs from her memoir, Migrating Toward Happiness. Jazz Forum in Tarrytown, also jazzforumarts.org. Friday and Saturday, 2 shows each night, Gil Paris Quartet with guest Bernie Williams. Jazzstock in Kingston at the Senate Garage. Also, jazzstock.com. November 27th, Sheila Jordan's 93rd birthday celebration. Levon Helm Studios in Woodstock and levonhelm.com. Tomorrow, November 11th, Steve Kimmock. November 13th, Joe Henry. November 21, the Soul Rebels. The Stissing Center in Pine Plains, also at thestissingcenter.org. December 4, Bruce Molsky and Tony Trishka. Town Crier in Beacon and towncrier.com. Every Thursday is an open mic. Friday on the salon stage is Shahoe Han. On the main stage, Patty Larkin. Saturday at Town Crier Salon stage is Annie Mash Duo. On the main stage, Papa Chubby Band. And Sunday brunch with the Educated Fleas and Sunday evening at Town Crier is California Guitar Trio. And that's what I got. That's what I got, folks. And of course, at the Chance Theater this Saturday, the Foodstock fundraiser benefit for Dutchess County Outreach and the Children's Home of Poughkeepsie. So, going to a good cause, that's for sure. And Dr. J's in the house, so stay tuned for Irie Groove at 6 o'clock. And I'll be back next Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. with guest Sarah Parada. Look forward to that one. So stay tuned. And if you missed any of today's conversation, everything is uploaded on YouTube, the LocalMotion page, as well as wherever you do your streaming. Just subscribe to LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR, and you can hear anything that you may have missed. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for the calls, and thank you again to Melanie and Rich of Sirsy. I want to leave you out with a track now by Carolyn Wonderland, who will be performing at Bearsville Theater on November 20th. Info and tickets at bearsvilletheater.com. And let's take a listen to her right now, and I'll be back next week. Until next time, I wish you peace.
Go tell my mother, go tell my pa, climb the highest mountain just to say to all of y'all, I ain't got long, I ain't got long for this world. Ooh, but that don't worry me none, boy, just a matter of being misunderstood, Lord. Ain't got no worries, I ain't got no tears, I got